wowing gamers last year with Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft is bringing back its other acrobatic, action-packed franchise, Prince of Persia. This reboot of the popular series features an all-new protagonist, new gameplay elements, and even more gravity-defying action than ever. There are puzzles to solve, enemies to vanquish, and of course, evil that must be stopped. With a dazzling new cel-shaded art style, this is one game you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on.
All right, please welcome Ben Mattis, producer at Ubisoft. I just want to start by saying, this game is amazing looking.
Yeah, it looks
Thanks
fantastic. We were going over it earlier in the makeup room, and Adam was just like, no, this is like, it's like nothing we've ever seen.
Well, I mean, obviously the visual style is one of the things that a lot of people comment on. Thank you very much for your compliments. It's one of our big sort of major communication points with this game. We're really, really proud of the way the game looks, so we really like to talk about it.
We wanted to ask you about, this new illustrative art style, and did it affect the storyline at all?
I mean, it all kind of goes together, right? Yes, we wanted a gameplay and a visual style and a story that all mesh together. It's a fantasy world, obviously. Yeah. You've got magical powers, you've got magical looking enemies. We wanted an illustrative, artistic direction that meshed really well with the fact that it's a fantasy game. And of course, we want a story that meshes very well with the fact that it's a fantasy game.
They're so realistic, it's fantastic.
What you see happening right now is the combat. I mean, this is another one of the new areas where we're trying to really kind of revolutionize how combat works in the action-adventure genre. Yeah. Typically in the action-adventure genre, you see a hero fighting against lots of sort of little generic enemies. You're sort of hero slashing through 10,000 clones.
This
we want the sensation
like
of a duel.
This looks like nothing we've ever seen before, what they're going up against.
Now, so as you just sort of said, like obviously there's a lot of enemies in the Sands of Time series of games. So this really is its own type of game, and people should sort of not discount, but don't connect them with the previous
Right, I mean,
entries.
this is a new start for the franchise. The old Sands of Time trilogy, we sort of closed that chapter for now. It's a new Prince, a new story, a new universe for an all-new Prince of Persia experience.
Well, now you talk about the new stuff. There's a new female character. Am I right about that?
Yes, exactly. You can see her in action on the screen.
So can you tell us who she is, and does she have any unique abilities?
Sure. I mean, her name is Elika, and obviously there's a huge backstory behind her, and I won't get into it right now because of time elements. But our goal with Elika is to create a support character who really helps us push forward the story, push forward the character development, that stuff that's really, important for the Prince of Persia universe, but all the while doing it, making sure she's tightly integrated into gameplay. So she's not just a purely narrative device. You saw, Tamal was fighting with her. At the press of a button, she flips off the prince's back, jumps in, boom, does a cool attack.
So has she earned a spot in the sequels to become a fixture in the Prince of Persia?
Well, if there are sequels, I think it's safe to say that we might see Elika return.
Now, Ben, the combat, it definitely it immediately looks a lot different. What's going on there? Is it really going to be a lot of just one-on-one battles, and how are you going to be using the controls in that?
Yeah, I mean, our ambition with the combat is to try and make it accessible so that a casual player can pick it up and start mashing the different buttons and pulling off some really cool attacks, but also very deep. I mean, we've got like attack sequences in this game that are 14 hits long, and it really takes a mastery to know, okay, if I have to press this button at this time and this button at this time, when the enemy is doing this, then I can press this button. So the hardcore players who really dig deep and really explore the kind of the deep elements of the combat are going to uncover all sorts of really fantastic sort of sequences and dramatic moments in the combat that your casual button masher is not going to get. But of course, both of them are going to be able to finish the combat and feel get a great sense of reward and accomplishment from defeating these enemies.
Now, we're seeing a lot of the climbing here right now.
Yeah.
Are we going to have the same geographical puzzles that we saw in the previous 3 games, or is this just to kind of get through the level?
Yeah, I mean, part of the brand DNA of Prince of Persia is certainly the fact that you've got these large acrobatic sequences, the puzzles, if you will, where you have to figure out how to get to point A and how to get to point B, as well, pull the lever, make the door open, jump on the platform, that kind of stuff.
Speaking of like trying to get from point A to point B, isn't there some cool new gauntlet? There's like some quad glove. Is that what's helping you?
Yeah, you're going to see a move in just a second.
And how does that affect gameplay?
Well, we have a move called a grip fall. So Tamal's going to do it in just a second. The prince sort of slashes his gauntleted hand into any vertical surface in the game, and can slide down. So you see he's sliding
I see
down
right there.
and moving laterally in order to avoid the creatures that have popped up on the wall.
That's fantastic.
Now imagine you can do that anywhere in the world with a vertical surface. You're doing a wall run, but you fail, you miss your objective, you use the glove to grip fall, and you can get a second chance by finding safe ground
So
somewhere.
they're in this world, fighting the world. How do they become corrupted, and how are they going to fix it?
The backstory is we have this, there's the ancient evil god Ahriman who has infected the world with his corrupting energies. And all of the dark matter that you see, the enemy that you're fighting is sort of made up of this corruption spread around the ground. Those traps, those creatures you saw on the wall were also elements that we call corruption. This is like the blood, if you will, of Ahriman that has spread through the world and driven all of the life and the light and the beauty out. So the prince and Elika are faced with this reality, which is that Ahriman is going to kill everything, and they have to literally save the world.
Ben, this game is absolutely incredible. It's beyond what I expected. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Thanks for the
And we're thinking about the holiday season, aren't we?
Maybe let's make it into a trilogy if it does so well. That would be very exciting.